United Nations regional groups are the geopolitical regional groups of member states of the United Nations. UN member states were originally unofficial grouped into 5 geopolitical regional groups. What began as an informal means of sharing the distribution of posts for General Assembly committees has taken on a much more expansive role. Depending on the UN context, regional groups control elections to UN-related positions, on the basis of geographic representation, as well as coordinate substantive policy, and form common fronts for negotiations and voting. As of May 2014, the 193 UN member states are divided into 5 regional groups: the African Group, with 54 member states, the Asia-Pacific Group, with 53 member states, the Eastern European Group, with 23 member states, the Latin American and Caribbean Group, with 33 member states, the Western European and Others Group, with 28 member states, plus 1 member state as observer. Kiribati is not included in the above numbers. Overview. Populations of regional groups equals. The regional groups. African Group equals. The African Group has 54 members, and is thus the largest regional group by number of member states. It is the only regional group that has a territory that coincides with the traditional continent of which its name originates. The African Group has 3 seats on the Security Council, all non-permanent, currently occupied by Angola, Chad, and Nigeria. The group also has 14 seats on the United Nations Economic and Social Council and 13 seats on the United Nations Human Rights Council. In the rotation of the post of the President of the United Nations General Assembly, the group is eligible for having its nationals elected to this post in years ending with 4 and 9. Most recently, Ali Treki of Libya was elected to this position in 2009. Member states of the African Group, as of July 2011. Asia-Pacific Group equals. The Asia-Pacific Group has 53 members and is the second largest regional group by number of member states. Its territory is composed of much of the continents of Asia and Oceania. However, Russia and the Caucasian states are members of the Eastern European Group, and Australia, New Zealand, Israel, and Turkey are all members of the Western European and Others Group. The Asia-Pacific Group has 3 seats on the Security Council, the permanent seat of China, and 2 non-permanent seats, currently occupied by Jordan and the Republic of Korea. The group also has 11 seats on the United Nations Economic and Social Council and 13 seats on the United Nations Human Rights Council. In the rotation of the post of the President of the United Nations General Assembly, the group is eligible for having its nationals elected to this post in years ending with 1 and 6. Most recently, Nasser Abdulaziz Al Nasser of Qatar was elected to this position in 2011. Member states of the Asia-Pacific Group, as of 2011. 2011 name change. Until 2011, the Asia-Pacific Group was called the Asian Group. The name change was adopted as a result of pressure from the non-Asian island countries that compose approximately 1/5 of the group's membership. On China's insistence, the group's official name is the Group of Asia and the Pacific Small Island Developing States, but the use of the shortened name Asia-Pacific Group is permitted in official UN documents. Eastern European Group equals. The Eastern European Group has 23 members, and as such is the regional group with the fewest member states. The Eastern European Group has 2 seats on the Security Council. The permanent seat of Russia and 1 non-permanent seat, currently occupied by Lithuania. The group also has 6 seats on the United Nations Economic and Social Council and 6 seats on the United Nations Human Rights Council. In the rotation of the post of the President of the United Nations General Assembly, the group is eligible for having its nationals elected to this post in years ending with 2 and 7. Most recently, Vuk Jeremia of the Republic of Serbia was elected to this position for 2012. Members of the Eastern European Group as of 2010. Latin American and Caribbean Group equals. The Latin American and Caribbean Group has 33 members. Its territory is almost exactly that of South and Central America and the Caribbean. The differences arise from the presence of dependent territories of European countries. GRULAC has 2 non-permanent seats on the Security Council, currently occupied by Argentina and Chile. The group also has 10 seats on the United Nations Economic and Social Council and 8 seats on the United Nations Human Rights Council. In the rotation of the post of the President of the United Nations General Assembly, the group is eligible for having its nationals elected to this post in years ending with 3 and 8. Most recently, John William Ashe of Antigua and Barbuda was elected to this position in 2013. Member states of the Latin American and Caribbean Group, as of 2010. Western European and Others Group equals. The Western European and Others Group has 28 members. It has a territory dispersed on all of the continents, but mostly centered in Western Europe and North America. In addition, the United States is an observer. Including the United States, WEOG has 5 seats on the Security Council, 3 permanent ones, and 2 non-permanent ones, currently occupied by Australia and Luxembourg. The group also has 13 seats on the United Nations Economic and Social Council and 7 seats on the United Nations Human Rights Council. In the rotation of the post of the President of the United Nations General Assembly, the group is eligible for having its nationals elected to this post in years ending with 0 and 5. Most recently, Joseph Days of Switzerland was elected to this position in 2010. Member states of the Western European and Others Group, as of 2011. UN observers equals, since the adoption of the United Nations General Assembly Resolution 67/19, there are 2 observer states. Special cases equals. Israel, in May 2000, Israel, though naturally a part of the Asia-Pacific Group in geographical terms but with membership blocked by Arab countries, became a full member of WEOG, on a temporary basis, in WEOG's headquarters in the U.S., thereby enabling it to put forth candidates for election to various UN General Assembly bodies. In 2004 Israel obtained a permanent renewal to its membership. In December 2013, Israel was granted full membership to the WEOG group in Geneva. Israel is thus a full permanent member of the WEOG group. Kiribati, as of 2010, Kiribati has never elected to be a member of any regional group, despite other Oceania nations belonging to the Asia-Pacific Group. Despite its membership in the United Nations, Kiribati has never delegated a permanent representative to the UN. Turkey participates fully in both WEOG and Asia-Pacific Group, but for electoral purposes is considered a member of WEOG only. United States of America. The United States of America voluntarily chooses not to be a member of any group, and attends meetings of the Western European and Others Group as an observer only. However, it is considered to be a member of WEOG for putting forward candidates for electoral purposes in the United Nations General Assembly. Palestine. The Palestinian Liberation Organization has participated in the Asia-Pacific Group since April 2, 1986 as an observer. Proposed new groupings. Pacific equals. In 2000, the government of Nauru at present, a member of the Asia-Pacific Group called for a new regional group titled Oceania. Aside from Nauru, this proposed bloc may also include Australia and New Zealand, Japan, South Korea, the ASEAN countries, and the rest of Oceania. Gallery. See also, IAEA areas, List of members of the United Nations Security Council, List of members of the United Nations Economic and Social Council, List of members of the United Nations Commission on Human Rights, United Nations Geoscheme, Continental Union. References. External links, UNAIDS, The Governance Handbook, January 2010. PDF document at UNAIDS website.